Now, England's universities are being told to step up efforts to prevent student suicides and improve access to mental health support.
Yeah, it follows a 2-year review commissioned by the Department for Education, which says institutions must assess the safety of accommodation and do more to involve students' families. Here's our education correspondent, Hazel Shearing.
With exam season underway, these students at Nottingham Trent University say they know where to get mental health support if they need it.
I mentioned that I had some mental stuff going on, and they emailed me, and I'm pretty sure they sent me a letter to let me know that there are services that I could take advantage of if I needed it, and it's really nice to know that.
I think we get enough emails about it, so we know it's there. SU make it pretty obvious that there is people there to help you if you do need it.
But the government says some students could be better supported, and it wants universities across England to assess how easy it is to access their services. A new review into student suicides also calls for safety checks on campuses and for better communication with families. It asks universities to consider discouraging people from laying flowers where a student has died to avoid the area becoming seen as what it calls a suicide location.
The confidence to be able to speak out for myself.
Skills Minister Jackie Smith says universities should follow the advice laid out in the review, which looked at more than 160 incidents of suicide and serious self-harm in the last academic year.
We're very clear as government that you have got to take this seriously as university leaders. You have got to ensure that your staff are trained. You've got to ensure that you're involving families at points when students are really in mental health crisis.
But with more than 4 in 10 universities in England expecting to be in financial deficit by this summer, there are questions around how they'll be able to afford to step up efforts on mental health.
Universities are going to have to work out how to do this effectively and how to prioritise. Now, that's easy to say, very difficult to do, because there are all sorts of issues hitting universities at the moment which often compete, and we have to make choices. Can we use fewer people? Sometimes it's about rethinking the pathways.
There are also concerns that recommendations alone aren't enough. Maggie and Bob Abrahart, whose daughter Natasha took her own life in 2018 while studying at the University of Bristol, called the review superficial.
Universities have received recommendations before. Are you concerned that they're not following them?
100%. Yep. Why should they? There's no obligation to do what it says on the tin. And for ministers to say we expect them to do their duty, to do things properly, it's just pie in the sky.
They want universities to have a legal duty of care.
It's doing your job carefully, and quite simply that, what is unclear is what is academics' job and what isn't.
The government will meet with university leaders this week to discuss the next steps for bringing about what it calls real, lasting improvements. Hazel Shearing, BBC News.